welcome everybody back to Nine's Quarter. Here's Nine, and I'll let her take it away.
Thank you. My introduction. Hi guys. I hope everybody's doing well and feeling well. I don't know if you had the chance to join me on Marie's table, but neither did I. We had technical difficulties. I am so sorry for anybody who caught it and was like, what is going on here? So thank you to Marie for inviting me. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm not surprised. What do we keep saying in all my videos? Communication issues. We had communication issues yesterday, so that's okay. We'll get together another time. So I just wanted to come and do a quick little video and have a look at Donald Trump's upcoming week, seeing that it's Sunday. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me just say, this month is going to be a kicker for Donald Trump because like I've said before, this is the month of his birthday. He's born June 14th, which is a 14/5 numerology. This is his karmic debt. We also have a eclipse happening at the end of the month. I am telling you, between his birthday and the karmic debt of that and the eclipse happening, Donald Trump by the end of June is going to be drained. This is also, and I've said this in previous videos, this is a really, Donald Trump has to be very careful about his health. I mean, he thrives on all the upset. He thrives on anger. He thrives on all the fighting. But he can walk away from it normally and let somebody else deal with it. This time he can't. And he's going to back himself up into a corner where he can't do anything to get out of it. And I also think he has to be not just careful about his health in the sense of himself, he has to be careful about his physical health, and he has to be very careful about those who are around him. I mean, that goes without saying, but especially over the next few weeks, because emotions are going to be running really high. And until we see the end of June, the Donald Trump and the administration are going to be the ones that are going to be pushing. And the harder the people push, the harder Donald Trump's going to push back until he has that rude awakening, which I'm telling you is coming. So I thought, let's have a look and see, how's Donald Trump's week going to be? Let's see. One, two, three, four. Okay. All right, guys. So the beginning of the week, we have the Three of Cups. So Donald Trump is going to be starting off the week saying, yes, we're going to go after, let's get after the protesters. Let's, do whatever. He's got a plan and he's going to be, he thinks it's going to be successful. There's the coming together, but a sacrifice is going to be made. So he's going to be sacrificing something to win at all costs. This is a man whose back is up against the wall. And at this point, he will do anything he can to win at all costs. And this includes using the military or any other resource that he has. He's trying to see everything from a different perspective, and he wants to sacrifice. He'll sacrifice anything to get the win because he wants to hold on to his power. He wants to hold on to this presidency because his family's making money, his children are making money. I mean, he just feels like he has the ability to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. But the King of Swords is there. So I am thinking that you're going to be seeing some kind of legal action or some kind of legalities that are going to come up this week or by the end of the week for Donald Trump. And there's going to be swift action. Like he is going to react without even thinking about it. This is a dangerous time for Donald Trump because he's lost the plot. Like he really and truly He has nothing to lose. And I know I'm just going to say it because I'm sure I'm probably going to get some people mad at me because I've done a video where I said, Donald Trump could win. And it's not that I think people will vote him in. It's not that I think that the blue wave is not coming. I believe all of that. But I also believe that if you can see what Donald Trump and his administration are doing in front of the face, in daylight, in front of people, then can you imagine what he's willing to do behind the scenes, especially when he's got help? So that's why I'd like to just look into the military, because I know that, he's pushing that G7. He wants Russia to be part of it. He wants other countries like India and all that, but Russia being the big one. And the other G7s don't want it. Now, he's put Merkel in a position where she's, trying not to poke the bear of China, and she's trying to, navigate her way through what she's going through. And now Donald Trump is saying, hold on, I'm going to take my military away from there. You better agree with me. Now, I know our Canadian Prime Minister took like 20 seconds to comment on what was happening in the States. But you have to understand that Justin Trudeau does not want Donald Trump taking out his anger on Canada. But he did get down on a knee, in a Black Lives Matter parade or protest that was here in Canada. And he took a knee. And I know that you're going to say, well, what about social distancing and all that kind of stuff? But he's a human being, and he represents Canada. And he said everything he needed to say about where Canadians are on the side of the Americans without poking the bear of Donald Trump. And I, as a Canadian, I am on your side. We are scared to death watching what's happening. Everything that Donald Trump, what he does, yes, it majorly, obviously, affects the U.S., but it has ripple effects all over the world. And we don't want to see our brothers and sisters in any harm, and we certainly don't want to see them in an authoritative government, because that's where Donald Trump wants this to go. If his back is up against the wall and he's trying to figure out how can I win this, he will steal it. So as much as there's a blue wave coming, as much as you can see people are turning on him, we have to stay vigilant and keep our eyes open for what's going to come up between now and the election, because there's a whole lot that's going to happen. These protests are not going away. This is no longer going to be, this is a subject, everybody deals with it for a week or two and then moves on. It's not. These are people of all walks of life, all colors, all religion, all coming together in the name of humanity. And believe me, when you think about all these military and the police and all these people, they're human, and I'm sure that, yes, we see all the bad players, but I bet you there are people that take off that uniform and they're conflicted. They're trying to figure out, how do I do my job, do my duty to the U.S., but listen to this man? Like, where do they go with that? So let's have a quick look and see, will the military support Donald Trump? Because I don't want anybody getting mad at me, because anytime I say anything, I feel like, I don't feel like it, I know I get some kickback on it. But I've done a video before where I said, Donald Trump could win because he'll steal, he'll use whatever resources, military, or anything else. If you think about it, look at what Bill Barr, Pence, Trump, it's all leading to this authoritative government. And what do you need for an authoritative government? You need a military to back you up. So I'm going to look in and see, will the military back Donald Trump up, or will they support their fellow American people? And I don't believe for one second that the Americans are going to vote Donald Trump in. I think that's, that has come and passed. But now you have to realize that Donald Trump, being a caged animal, but he's back up against the wall, he's going to go insane. So we're going to have to keep our wits about us for the next little while because things are not going to come down, but it's all going to be for the betterment. So let's have a look at the military. Are they going to support? They are going to walk away from Donald Trump. The Eight of Cups, if you look at it, this person is walking away from everything they know, everything that's structured, everything that is what they know. And they're walking away to something that they don't know. Donald Trump's inexcusable behavior is going to be enough that they're going to walk away from him. There is going to be somebody who is going to take some action to try to take control of things. They're going to, there's going to be somebody who's going to take charge within the military. And they're going to be looking at things. They're going to be looking at where did all of these issues come from? Because there's going to be people that are going to walk away and not support Trump. It won't happen all at once, but you will see them walking away. So I don't think that he's going to get the full support of the military because he's doing nefarious things. I'm telling you. And I just wanted to have a quick look in on the police officers because there was 57 of them that resigned in support of the officers that were let go, or I don't know if they were let go or not, but the ones that where the man hit his head and cracked his skull. I mean, they tried to come out and say, hey, you know, he tripped and fell. And I mean, every video, it's just like Trump and them saying, oh, they didn't use gas, but you can see the gas, you can see the smoke. It's just, now, I'm going to look into why are they supporting him, what's going on, like what's going to be happening with the police and the police force, because this is 2020. Old structures have to come down and make room for new. And I think that this police issue is not going to go away. There's going to have to be a restructuring of the police force. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, for the police, they're going to be looking for justice. They're going to be looking for equality. They're going to be looking for balance. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's why we have the devil card. It only takes one bad apple to ruin the whole bunch. So there's not going to be like, 50% of the police force are such and such. But this is showing you that there's huge issues within I just said huge like Trump. There's huge issues. You saw what I just did. Oh, Lord. There's big issues happening for the police force when it comes to the justice and equality. There is a devil factor here that's dealing with it. I'm telling you, there are police officers and people in the administration, in the administrative positions within the government. They're stressed, they're worried, they're full of anxiety. They're going to find out that there is some really bad players in the police force. There's bad money, there's bad everything. It's not going to be like 50% of the police force, but it's going to be more than what they were expecting. And this is not going away quickly. There's going to be a lot of stress and worry. I just want to see futuristically, are they going to revamp the police force? Are they going to try to do some kind of retraining or restructuring? Because this can't stay the way it is. There's going to be justice against the negative ones, and it's going to cause a lot of stress. We are going to see a more nurturing in the future. You're going to see police being trained towards mental health and about not, I don't know how to say it, but like almost like a bedside manner. Like they're going to learn how to approach people in a better way, because there's a lacking there. I mean, my husband and I, we were there a couple of months ago, and I had surgery out in Red Deer, and we were driving home, and a police officer stopped us, and we didn't do anything, nothing. Our stickers on the back of our car, they were out by a couple of days because we had not renewed the stickers. We completely forgot because I went in for surgery and, so on and so forth. So when the police officer stopped us, and he was like, "Do you realize your stickers are expired?" And I was like, "Oh my God, that was me. I'm supposed to do it." Unfortunately, I was in hospital the last few days. I showed him my hospital papers. I showed him my band. And Darius, my husband, said something, and he's Polish, and he has a very strong accent. And as soon as he heard Darius speak, "Can I have a breathalyzer?" And I'm just like, hold on, I just showed you my hospital papers. You can see the band around my hospital. You can see I look sick because I just came out of surgery. And when Darius spoke, that was when the police officer wanted a breathalyzer. And I'm thinking, this is not to protect us. This is to try to attack us. And that's mild in comparison. But then there was a story just recently here in Alberta, same area where we're to. One of the native chiefs were beaten, and because they got stopped with their stickers expired. So it's everywhere, but not on, the level that we're seeing in the US. I'm just saying that when you look at the police force, anywhere where you're going to have absolute power and there's an expectation that I protect you and you protect me, then you're going to have these issues. I mean, for your friend, you've said, how many times has anybody said, my best friend, if anything ever happened, if she ever killed anybody, I'd just be like, where do we hide the body? And, you always make those jokes. But, when it gets big and it becomes institutional and, it becomes absolute power. And I mean, thank you. I'm not going to call you out, but I have a few people that actually email me and they send me Facebook or YouTube videos that say about something I've said in the past or something about, the stories that I'm following. And I thank you very much. And that was one of the things I saw was, I said prior to illusion, delusion, because you're looking at a police car being burnt. And then if you watch the video and you see all the other videos, you're realizing, hold on now, a police officer burnt that down. Or you're watching, these stores being broke into, and you can tell, like, that's somebody, like, dressed up, obviously had, intent to cause harm. They weren't there to protest for the right reasons. So I just thought we'd have a quick little look, because I am telling you guys, there's some money being spent to cause and incite more issues, because the more you separate, the better you are to get power. So I just want to know, is there some money behind some of these incidents that are happening and that are being reported as though protesters did it? And I'm sure there's going to be some protesters that will participate, especially if you're there and you're walking by and all of a sudden, the store's broke into. You might have a momentary lapse of judgment and think, well, it's already broke into, right? So let's just have a quick look. I just want to know, is there some shadow people paying for this? Almost like, Donald Trump paid actors to be clapping for him when he first announced being president. Maybe there's bad actors being... Okay, so I would say yes. I think that it is so close to them. It's like, it's like having to weigh out and being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You've got your work and you've got your humanity. They are trying to hold back on the emotion. They are trying to keep this in among themselves, towards themselves. But there's a King of Swords here. So I think that there is money. It's not everybody, but there are some players that are getting paid. There is a king and a queen. So there's a man and a woman that are outsourcing, that are bringing money into this situation. That's two characters. Look. This is money being passed around. It causes heartache. And it's done. It's being done to control people. The money, this is like, if you look in, this is the warmth and and everything from the church. But these people are outside. They are wanting. So yes, there is dark money into the police doing this. Goodness gracious. Okay. But before I go, I am going to our candle lit for each and every one of us. And guys, I want to expressly wish that each and every one of you are surrounded with white light and protection. This is going to be a difficult month going forward. We're all going to be okay. It's just that with great change is going to come great pain, and we are going through the painful part. But the end result is going to be fantastic. It's just going to take some time. So I am asking you over the next few months, but especially over the next few weeks, you're going to be hearing and seeing and feeling a lot. And don't forget, there's the illusion delusion. So, you might be hearing something and, 2 months down the road, you might hear something else about that story that makes it different. So don't believe everything you hear or say, and be careful what you... Don't believe everything you hear and see, and be careful about what you say, right? Wishing you light for your darkness, my friends, and I hope everybody's okay, and we'll see you soon. Take care.